I am here at Oak Creek. It's been raining. It rained all day yesterday and all night. And it's still raining a little bit up here, although in town it was sunny when I left. So, figure a creek about this size, probably the hydrograph probably peaks about when the rain stops, or shortly thereafter. So I wanted to come up here and see it, and also make sure that the system is operating, and just to see what things like places where the antennas are look at really high water. So I might see if I can clear some of the leaves off of that stuff up there, maybe. This is, of course, the bridge, and this is where antenna 3 is. I'm assuming it's still there. Pretty good bet. There's more high water footage here. Water hitting the bottom of that overhanging tree. This is the downstream end of Sammy's Reach. And there's the bend with the bar. And that bar is completely submerged. Just about. I don't think I've ever seen it quite this full. I've seen it close, but not quite this full. Here's the upstream end of Sammy's Reach. Here's antenna 2. There's the tuner. Still at antenna 2. Here we are at the log jam that Catalina would like to take out, perhaps. But an illustration of why, because she's trying to use a two-dimensional hydraulic model to model shear stress, to simulate shear stress in here, simulate the flow. and those models can't do vertical flow, and that's vertical flow. So steps like this are a problem for those sorts of models, which is one of their limitations. So I just cleared a bunch of branches and debris, other debris off of the Yisco sampler thingy intake. Boy, it's tricky business reaching down there with that claw thing. And of course I don't want to pull up the sampler nozzle itself. But managed to get a lot of it off. I don't know. Hard to get all of it, of course. Still a hell of a standing wave coming out of there. I crossed the bridge because I figured that's the way I could get to antenna 1. Forgot about this little tributary. It's kind of tiny. Small enough we don't think about it much, but it enters the main stem between antennas 1 or between antennas 2 and 3, I think. It enters around where that bend is, just upstream of Sammy's Reach, I think. It's a weird little trib. It's hard to even see where it enters from the other bank. I've made my way back to the creek. I'm now on the right bank after taking the bridge and bushwhacking through the brush. And now I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure I'm upstream of antenna 1 right now. You can, right in the middle of the frame there, you can see the embankment to the road. The embankment's covered with blackberry. Well, that's funny. Thought I was well upstream, or I thought antenna 1 for some reason was around that bend up there. So this is just about where I was standing last time I took a little footage. Nice little standing wave there. Well, turns out that's antenna 1, which you can see. You simply step right around here. There is the tuner for antenna 1. And you can see the little anchor for the wire leading to the antenna. Of course, you can't see the antenna because it's underwater. So again, this is the one we just replaced because the old one was not performing very well. Of course, we replaced it before checking the cable from the antenna to the reader. When I did check that, I found it was completely severed. So, oh well. However, the new antenna seems to be functioning very well, at least in terms of the voltage that we were able to put on it relative to the current that it draws. We were getting about 600 volts peak to peak amplitude on that antenna, and drawing, can't remember whether just about 2 amps or maybe a little less than 2 amps. I'd have to look at the notes. Here's the old antenna that we took out. It's quite large, the largest we had, and yeah, oh well. I mean, we might still try it. It's probably just fine. Although again, it's one of the larger antennas are harder to get to. Larger antennas are harder to tune. They don't tend to perform quite as well as the smaller ones. Here I am right up at the road embankment, and there's the culvert feeding the tributary in. Here I'm at the log jam on the right bank. Now I'm back at antenna 2 on the right bank. You can see the tuner on the tree over there, little white box. Here's the bend with the bar, bend leading into Sammy's Reach. See, right about in the center of the frame there is where that little tributary comes in through those bushes, through all that blackberry bramble there. That's why it's hard to even notice the thing. Here's the big pipe that we're using. We still don't know why it's there, or who put it there, or whatever. We use it to keep our cable safe, the cable that goes from the reader to antenna 1. Just noticed I can see the tributary and the main stem right here, just a little downstream from antenna 2. Going to try to clear the brush off of that graduated rod there. Get a good picture of it. Here I'm right across the street. Here I'm right across the channel from our instrument box, the reader box. There's the gravel bar, almost all covered. I think the water's maybe fallen a bit since I got here. Seems like the gravel's a little more exposed at the downstream end. There's the rod. Got a photo. Here and closer to the confluence, there's the little crib. Actually, I was focused on the wrong spot as to where it comes in. I don't know if you can see, it's raining again. Sun shining and raining. Love that look. Anyway, here's where the crib is. It's upstream of where I was thinking. I was previously pointing to that bit of brambles down there, but this is where the crib comes in right here, just with that little staff gauge rod thing. And that's just the upstream end of Sammy's Reach there, where that other graduated rod with the green cap on it is. Just downstream of there is where her rope is. Hoping this picks up on the video. You can see the water moving and glimmering, reflecting the light through the branches up ahead. Figure it's more likely to come out on video, you can see, where you can see the motion when still. Just a shot upstream towards antenna 2 from near the apex of the bend. Just managed to clear the trib there. You know, I had to do it to get back to the bridge. I made it back to the creek, and of course here is the weir. Not a view I often get, not often on this side, and the view from the other side of this fall is difficult to get. There's a lot of stuff over there. And back at the other side, near the box at the bend, at the bar. I'll check the video from before, but Pretty sure the water's lower now. Stage has fallen. Have to check the timestamps to see what kind of recession that might be. But that's why I wanted to get here when I did. As I said, when I got here, I think hydrograph on a creek like this typically peaks right around the time that the rain ends. And while it's still raining a little bit off and on, it's mostly stopped. At least it's dropped off dramatically. It's not raining right now, for example. The sky is actually blue, clear overhead. Woot! Yeah. The stage is falling already. Kind of cool. It's about 1:20 now. I got here like about 10:30. You see the stage has fallen a bit there. There's the water at that overhanging tree. You can tell the difference in stage between now and when I first got here. Again, now there's absolutely no doubt the stage has fallen quite a bit. The better part of that bar is exposed now. Such that I can stand out on it now. I probably could have before, but now there's no worries whatsoever. Yeah, that green capped rod in the middle of the frame, that's the tributary mouth. See how much of the bank and the bar are now exposed here at the top of Sammy's Reach. Oh, so I think before that gravel was I think I was able to stand on that gravel before, but the rest was submerged. So that fine stuff could be new deposition. That fine stuff could be new deposition. Again, now there's absolutely no doubt. But I can stand out on it now. Water hitting the bottom of that. Here's the upstream and descent.